The notion that scientists and mainstream media are lying to us about global warming is a topic of debate that has sparked intense discussions in recent years. While it's essential to acknowledge that climate change is a complex issue, it's crucial to examine the arguments presented by those who believe that the truth about global warming is being distorted. On one hand, some argue that scientists and media outlets have a vested interest in perpetuating the narrative of catastrophic climate change to secure funding, attention, and political influence. They claim that the emphasis on human-induced global warming is overstated, and that natural climate variability is a more significant factor. However, this argument is fundamentally flawed, as it relies on a misrepresentation of the scientific consensus and the motivations of climate researchers. The overwhelming majority of climate scientists agree that human activities, particularly the emission of greenhouse gases, are significantly contributing to global warming. This consensus is based on decades of rigorous research, data analysis, and peer-reviewed studies. The idea that scientists are manipulating data or falsifying results to support a predetermined agenda is not only unsubstantiated but also undermines the integrity of the scientific community. Mainstream media, on the other hand, has been accused of sensationalizing climate change to attract viewers and readers. While it's true that some media outlets may exaggerate or distort climate-related news to boost ratings, this doesn't necessarily mean that the underlying facts are being misrepresented. In fact, many reputable news organizations have dedicated significant resources to covering climate change, providing in-depth analysis and fact-based reporting. The media's role in raising awareness about climate change has been instrumental in prompting public discourse, policy changes, and individual actions to mitigate its effects. Another argument presented by those who claim that scientists and media are lying about global warming is that the Earth's climate has always gone through cycles of change, and that current warming trends are part of the natural fluctuation. While it's true that the Earth's climate has varied throughout its history, this argument overlooks the distinctive characteristics of the current warming trend. The rapid increase in global temperatures over the past century, the melting of polar ice caps, and the rise in extreme weather events are all indicative of a human-induced climate crisis. Furthermore, the claim that scientists and media are lying about global warming often relies on cherry-picked data, misinterpretation of scientific research, and a lack of understanding of the complexities of climate science. Climate change denialism has been fueled by misinformation campaigns, often sponsored by fossil fuel interests, which aim to create confusion and skepticism about the scientific consensus. These campaigns have been successful in sowing doubt and delaying meaningful action to address climate change, but they have not changed the underlying facts. In conclusion, the notion that scientists and mainstream media are lying to us about global warming is a baseless claim that has been perpetuated by misinformation, misinterpretation, and a lack of understanding of climate science. The scientific consensus on human-induced climate change is clear, and the evidence supporting it is overwhelming. While it's essential to maintain a critical perspective on the information presented by scientists and media outlets, it's equally important to recognize the integrity and rigor of climate research. Rather than accusing scientists and media of lying, we should focus on addressing the urgent need for climate action, transitioning to renewable energy sources, and mitigating the devastating impacts of global warming. By working together to combat climate change, we can create a more sustainable future for generations to come.